Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to bring you up to date on what's been going on here. You guys that watch me know that I deal with SAD syndrome, and I don't know if that's it, but I definitely have the holiday blahs. So who else out there is dealing with this? Because I have zero motivation. I mean, in anything and everything. So basically what I've been doing this last week is making sure that there's enough firewood in here. I'm completely empty now. This morning I literally just put got a hair that's wanting to misbehave. Just put my last log in the wood stove. So I will be bringing in more firewood today. I've got to fill up both of those. So that's going to get me outside. That definitely helps. And Kelly showed up from Deer Haven off-grid, and she has ran errands with me to get me motivated to go out and do those things. And so I just have to say that I've kind of mellowed out this last week. I actually have not done really anything in here in the kitchen. I have gotten some things in the mail that I'm pretty excited about as far as for the kitchen. But so I owe Bluetti another update video on the new Bluetti that I got, so that they sent me. So basically, you guys, I just got up in the morning and showed you my routine with the Bluetti and what it's like in real life here on my off-grid homestead. So all the things that I'm running off of it, we're going to go into that footage. And, you know, I've got one more of these videos to put out next month. So if there is a question that you have about this particular unit, please put it in the comments, because then I can address it in the next video that comes out in January. You know, I definitely have my opinion about Bluetti, and, you know, I don't want to sway you either way. I just want to show you how it's working for me, and so that you can make an actual educated decision on whether or not you want to get one. So here's that footage that I took a few days ago. Okay, guys, so I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I want to let you know how the Bluetti's been doing. So I'm going to... I just charged it up. It's at 91%. There's 58 watts going out. I'm also, while I'm charging this little fan right here, keeping that charged. This is not plugged into anything. This cord actually goes to my refrigerator. This cord goes to the freezer. And this cord, I think, goes over to... You having a dance party? Are you having a dance party? So, I have this plug in right here, and that has my Starlink plugged into it. So, this is my router right there. I have my big refrigerator freezer plugged in. It's full of stuff. And then I have this cute little tiny freezer plugged in, and it is also stuffed full of stuff. And so normally I go to bed I charge it right before I go to bed, get it back up to 100%. And then when we get up in the morning, I'm an early riser, so I'm usually up by 4 or 5, sometimes earlier than that. But I will bring you back, and I will let you guys know what this is at. It'll be running basically those 3 things all night long. Yeah, so good night. Also wanted to tell you that it is about... Shoot, I forgot what time it is. Let me show you on here. It is 7:56. And we are at 91%. Okay, good night. All right, good morning, guys. Let's see what this booger's at. 51%. We have 40 watts going out. And it is 5 a.m. First thing I end up doing is plugging in my lights. There we go. Now we can see. Yep. Okay. So we're at 51%. Now we're doing 77 watts. Grab my other phone so you can see the time. $4:49. And I just woke up. I slept in today. That's fantastic. All right, so now I got to get the fire going and warm us up. Are you warm, buddy? Did you get warmed up already? It's a good boy. Are you a good boy? You are a good boy. Okay, I've got the fire going. The next thing that I turn on is my big fancy fan that moves my heat through my construction site. These fans do pull quite a bit more electricity. Let's see where we're at now. We were at 45%, pulling 154 to 163. I've got it on a low 613. So this system is actually working really well for me. I definitely want to add a couple more batteries to it, but this gets me through the night already with quite a bit to spare. So in the morning time, I have a few hours before I need to charge the batteries. Now, right now, I am charging this with my generator, and this system with this one battery, if it is down to like 0, which it has happened to me one time, it's gotten down to 0. It took 2 hours to charge it up to 100% with my generator, from 0 to 100%. So you guys, this thing has been such a game changer for me, and being able to have my refrigerator and this mini freezer. I have this big fan that I move stuff around on. I'm running these lights. You know, definitely I look at things differently because I check the wattage and I want to know how much energy it's going to pull, because that's my goal, is to, if I could just use one battery throughout the night and I have 4 batteries, that would give me 2 days, full days worth of electricity before I needed to charge it. So that's kind of my goal as I'm setting up my tiny house and my thought process on that. So I hope this helps. And you know, I've recommended this already to multiple people because I love this system. It's very easy. It's a plug and play. I highly recommend it. There'll be a link in the description for you to go check these out. If you're doing a tiny house or you're wanting a backup system, and you just need to keep your essentials during, you know, we're in tornado season now down south. This would be fantastic for those type of situations. 9:30 in the morning, and we are just now at 20%. So I've unplugged the fan because I don't need it anymore. The heat has gotten over into the living room. Look at our freaking mess. This is what happens whenever I go run errands for the day and everything comes in and just gets kind of dumped here, and I'm all out of firewood, and that's why I have to go cut firewood later because that's all I have. I have more, it's just really wet. And the stuff that I have not split is under a tarp, so it's not wet. So it will work just fine for the day. But we're expecting snow a little bit, and it's gray, and it's not, I mean, the sun's coming out. It's getting a little blue over there. Maybe it's going to pass through. So I'm just hanging out in the warmth. And I was going to work on my sink and finish all the plumbing on it. And then I realized I didn't buy any plumber's putty. Thanks, Lou, for reminding me. So I was at Home Depot yesterday. Have to see if my son will bring me some and I can work on it tomorrow. I did buy all the things to refinish this guy, which is my coffee hutch. So I can focus on putting more shelves in there, get that done today and all of that organized. And then that means like all of this stuff, like this is my canned turkey that I did, I canned, doesn't need to be on this. And so then I can move that to over here. So it's going to go right there. And then I'll just shift this over here to this spot and I can start working on this spot. And then I got to cut another hole right in there to put the vent in. So the rest of this week is supposed to be really nice. We are supposed to get in the 40s, but when it's in the 40s, it's going to start raining. So I've got to get these two firewood things filled up, and then I can hunker down and just work here inside. 9:59, and we're at 17%. So I'm going to go ahead and start the generator and start charging this, and I'll let you know how long it takes to get it to 100%. Okay. Now, I just have a small generator. And it's 10:03. And I'm just going to bring you back whenever it's at 100% and let you know how long that actually took. Okay, it's 11:54. And I just looked. So I didn't get to see it go from 199 to 100. But that's where it's at now. We've got 313 going out because I have the fan back on. Spread warm air. So even though I would rather definitely have it on solar because then I wouldn't have to run the generator at all, charging it with the generator does not take a lot of gas or time. So I think it's fantastic, you guys. It's been a game changer for me because then I don't have to run the generator all day, which is what I was having to do. And now I just run it for a couple of hours in the morning and maybe an hour at night, and then we're good. So it is, well, it's almost noon, and I don't know what time. I'll have to look through the videos and figure out exactly what time I needed to charge it. But it definitely lasted, I'm thinking more than 24 hours. No, that would be 7 tonight. It definitely lasted over 12 hours on the charge from overnight, and then my regular usage here in the morning. So I don't know how much else I'm going to put in today's video. I basically, like I told you guys, I'm really struggling, and I'm really hardcore going into a routine, and I know that that works for me. So I just want to know if that works for you guys. And it's not that I'm super sad or depressed or any of those things. I'm just blah. Like, it's the only way I know how to explain it. I'm just blah. I definitely miss having somebody around to goof off with, but then I also really like the solitude, and I've delved into a Bible study. Go to my community page. I'm actually going to link the Bible study that I'm doing if you guys are interested in that. I'm really enjoying it. You know, but I think when we start I think when I start delving into some stuff, it forces me to look deeper, and that pulls out maybe some of these inner demons that, you know, that self-worth and that anxiety and all of those things that can weigh me down. And I think that's possibly what's going on, but I'm bouncing into a schedule and I'm going to really get working because I want to get this kitchen done this month. And well, yeah, it would be nice to have it done the month of December, but I don't think it's going to be because I have to buy some more plywood to finish building the cabinets, but I can definitely get this kitchen sink area done, the coffee station area done, and hopefully the, I have a vent fan that has to go in over the stove and that kind of stuff. So Richard has a lot to say. I'm ready to not be living in construction zone, you guys. I do think that that's actually pulling me down, and I'm having a lot of issues and troubles with that. And I was chatting with Kelly and we were talking, I was telling her the things that I wish I would have done differently. And she said I should literally make a video about it. So I guess that's what this is going to be. I don't know what footage that I have that I've already taken, and I haven't even edited it yet. I really couldn't even get myself to do that yesterday. I like to turn the camera around so you guys get different views. Definitely better lighting this direction. I think one of the biggest things that I've mentioned multiple times to just people asking me that what I wish I would have done different. And I really wish that I would have stuck with my original plan. My original plan was to build a cover for my RV that had a living space attached to it that later could have been turned into a guest space or a crafting room or something to that effect. Basically, my RV happens to be 35 feet, so I would say a 40-foot shed type building that has a cover over all of it that the RV could then be pulled into, probably some deck space. And then inside that shed, I would have put a really nice bathroom, a living room area with TV and all that stuff set up, and possibly probably a big storage closet type thing where clothes and stuff could be hung up really well, and another bedroom. And then that would have been really simple to build. It would have got me started on building things. It would have continued to be able to be used and probably been the least expensive thing for me to do. And I wish I would have done that. I have really truly realized that a character defect that I have is that I put what I feel is everybody else's needs in front of what I need to get done. I have 15 months to pay off this property or to get it to where a bank will loan on it. And I really wanted to just pay off this property. I put a large chunk down. I don't owe a huge amount on it, but it is significant. And banks want you to dig a well, which would be a huge amount of debt, and to have electricity on the property, which is going to be about $18,000 to put in. So I know you guys have watched some of these other people around here and the cost that they've put into digging their wells. I don't want to add that to a mortgage because that's what I would have to do. The bank would loan me the money to put those things in, and then I would have to do that. And I would have to pay that off. It would force me to do that. One of the things that YouTube was for me was a way to possibly make that income to be able to at least pay off the property. The other things that I've done, for instance, the shop build, the shop barn, that makes it more attractive for a bank to want to finance it. So what I wish I would have done first was my cover for my RV. That gives you comfort. And then really truly focused on just the barn and nothing else. The hardest part about that is critters, animals, help my PTSD. So I'm always wanting them. I also don't trust the foods that are in our grocery stores and such, and the chemicals that they put into everything. So that's another part of that. I wanted to grow my own. And, but I think that probably that first summer could have gotten the RV cover built and put in. And then the second season really could have gotten the barn shop finished a little bit better. But I thought that I needed a place for Kira and Kim to be more comfortable so that they would want to stay and everybody would be in a much better emotional state. And I think that's fully backfired on me. And now I'm in a position where I have 15 months to pay off this property. So if you guys have suggestions, definitely let me know. I've dumped everything that I have into what we've been doing and what we have. I definitely want to grow this channel. Few things that we have coming up. We are digging a well. Those of you that watch Ambition Strikes, they're local to me. They're friends of mine. And I really wanted to see how their well did before I jumped into doing something like that. But I've talked to my son about it. And in the spring, we're going to be digging a well very similar to, we're basically going to copy Courtney and Riley and get a well in here. We have some area that will work because there's birch trees going. So we know that there's water there. We can legally go 18 feet as a self-dug well. There's a possibility that a bank would be fine with that as long as it produced water. So we are continuing with the rain collection off of the shop. And that should hopefully give us just everything that we need. And the well will just be, we do go in drought here in the summertime. So I think that'll be helpful. But so I think that's what I'm putting out in this video, you guys. I am really excited about the things that we have coming up, even if it's just me here by myself, which my son does live on the property and he is on board to help me get this roofing done on the shop, and then I can get the insides closed in by myself. But the roofing, I definitely want to have someone else here on property, and getting that well dug, I think is going to be huge, getting those two things done. So that's what we have coming up in the spring. Throughout the winter, I'm going to finish the inside of this building. I'm ready to be done with it. I'm ready to have a finished space that I can come into and wrap my head around. I'm in a finished space because I'm done living in construction. So I think that's basically the advice that I have given anybody that has asked me these last 3 years, what would I have done different? And that is it. That is what I would have done. I've been very blessed by the fact that Bluetti has brought me into sponsorship with them, and that they support the channel and that they continue to support the channel, because that has really helped with the electrical thing. But I absolutely, which I've already showed you guys and told you how I feel about them, that would have been one of the things, if I would have known more about these systems, that I would have, trying to turn on the stove, that I would have gotten straight out of the gate. As far as getting into electricity on an off-grid property, that is the most simplest way to go. And I just charge mine with a generator. So I was buying a generator anyway. So I would say put something like that into your budget straight out the gate. The comfort that it brings, that it has brought to me this last season, has been amazing. So, one thing about building off-grid DIY is you're going to be uncomfortable for a pretty long time. So whatever you can do to bring comfort to yourself, as soon as you possibly can, do that. Have a place that you can escape, that's finished, that's done. And, if you have to tear it all down in 5, 6, 7 years, then that's what you do. The one thing about the RV cover is, one, you can have an RV there. That can be a place where guests come and stay. You could rent it out for a college student or somebody that wants to work on your property and help you and those kinds of things. You could do, there's so many different things that you can do with that. So that's definitely, the decision I'd made with buying my RV was living in it, knowing that it depreciates the value of the RV, but then also ripping everything off of it, taking the things out of it that still work really well, and building a tiny house on it. And that's probably still going to happen, because at this point, it is not worth what the trailer is worth. So it would actually be worth more to strip it down and just sell the trailer than to you know, because mice get in there and it's just really hard on them. I gotta open the window more. It's really hot. And then absolutely, you guys have mentioned this many, many times, getting something for firewood. I had some firewood covered. I had other firewood not covered. Now, I got injured. So it would have been done if I had not gotten injured. But I got injured. And then the day after I got injured, Kim went to Boise because she had a family emergency there and decided to stay the whole winter. So I had to figure out how to do this injured. And it took me about a month to heal. And I do still feel like that kind of slowed me down emotionally. And I kind of lost my gumption of going and doing. And so putting myself on a schedule, I wake up very early, doing some Bible study, doing some self-reflection, doing a schedule on what it is that I want to work on that particular day. That's what I'm doing now. And pretty excited about it. I do well with schedules. I do well with things tidied up and put away. It helps my brain function better. I still believe this is absolutely very doable. We're just on a different path right now because I am completely by myself. Now, you guys know Kira. I called and chatted with her and she was like, I will pack my bags and be there right now if you want me to. And I told her, no, hold off. So big possibility that she'll be coming back in the summer to help me out. She is a fantastic amount of help. It's nice having someone help you move things around that need to be moved around. But I definitely have to have money for equipment next year, rental equipment. We're going to work on a crane to lift and put the rafters on the shop. And then some kind of lift to be able to finish out the roof. And like I said, I just like to have someone else here because if something happens, it's nice to have someone to be able to call 911 for you. So that's where we're at now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel out immensely. One, with YouTube saying, hey, we want to push this video because people obviously like her. So do comments and thumbs up. So definitely leave as many comments as you possibly can or want to. I actually, as I'm watching somebody's video, I leave comments as I'm watching. And, you know, that helps push the videos for YouTube to push the videos. So, you know, support your favorite YouTubers by subscribing, liking, and commenting, sharing the videos with your friends that you think also would like their content. You know, I'm really hoping to inspire people to do something for themselves because that's what this is about. This is my dream property. I hope I inspire you because, you know, I am not that super fit, super young person that I was when I was 27. I'm 50. I'm a grandmother. I'm a widow, I'm a veteran, and I'm just trying to carve out this little sanctuary for myself and bringing people along that want to come along and help. And I'm super grateful for them. But until next week, I hope you guys have a beautiful holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. And I hope that you have beautiful weather. We've definitely gotten snow, but we are now melting. Everything is melting. It's kind of fantastic. I'm very grateful for our mild winter this year. But that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you next Wednesday. Videos are coming out now on Wednesdays, and we're so glad to see you. Thanks. Bye.